Okay, so let's get rolling. All right, so first of all, welcome everybody. For those of you who are live, we're going to join us momentarily. I know there's a few more of our friends and colleagues who are planning to join, and a whole bunch of people said they wanted to listen in, but they'll be listening to the recording. So I want to welcome everybody first and foremost, wish everybody a happy holiday season, happy new year, happy prosperous new year to everyone. And the topic of our conversation that we are going to be having today is a launch platform just for Devtools. We're going to be looking at a new platform called DevHunt. This is something which, just full disclosure, we have nothing to do with this company. We don't work for them. We're not paying them. They're not paying us. This is not a paid promotion. This is an authentic dev team to dev team effort to simply bring value to the developer community, to show off some of the tools that we are using here at Lifecycle, and we'll introduce ourselves in Lifecycle in a minute. But we just want to basically launch and build in public out loud because we have learned and gained so much from so many people who have shared their experiences. And the more that all of us continue to do this, without any strings attached, I think the better off we will be. So without any further ado, I will introduce myself in a minute, but Pradumna, my colleague, please go ahead. Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell everybody a little bit about you.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for hosting. Hey, I am Pradyumna. I am from India. I am a developer advocate at Lifecycle. Of course, my colleague Zevi is on the from the official handle. And yeah, I talk about open source, DevOps in general, and really interested in this topic. And I see Toby here and some other people would love to hear perspective. Feel free to join in, and I will also send you an invite because I know Toby is also working for a million.js and really love to hear how they are trying to use other platforms to leverage their launching or something like that. Yeah, over to you, Zebi.
Okay, thanks, Pradumna. Yeah, my name is Zevi. I'm head of marketing at Lifecycle, Lifecycle.io. In one sentence, just to put it in context, we're a DevTools startup. We're a company that is focused on improving developer collaboration. We help developers share their work, share code changes with live preview environments, and then we help the rest of the team collect their feedback with built-in collaboration tools. It's kind of like an all-in-one solution for managing your review cycles and just making sure that those feedback loops stay nice and short and tight and don't get out of hand and endless. And that's what we do. So what we are going to be talking about today is launching DevTools product. Before we get into DevTools and before we get into DevHunt specifically, I want to talk about this concept of launching. We always talk about, hey, launch this product, launch this product. What exactly is, Pradumna, I'll ask the question to you, and obviously if there's any folks in the audience who want to share their thoughts, I'd be interested to hear. But I guess to ask a basic, obvious question, why do we need to launch products in the first place? Can't I just launch a site and, send a few emails or whatever it is? Won't people find me organically? Kind of to play devil's advocate, why do I need to focus so much on launching in the first place? What is it that people miss by not launching? And what do people have to gain by focusing on a launch after they've built something? I know it sounds like a silly kind of simple question, but I think that the context is really important before we get into the details. So what would you say, Pradumna, to people who are building products now?
I don't think it's a silly question. It's a really, really good question because when we talk about launching products, I think it's important because when you are working with, like when you're building something, correct, and you build an old tool and you have a limited audience, correct, but you have these platforms like Product Hunt or Hacker News or something like that, which gives you ability to get recognized into thousands and millions of people because they have this amazing algorithm, amazing community. So, for example, you build a tool, but you don't have a social presence. So you launch a tool, and if your product or tool is really good, you get upvotes, and when you get upvotes, you keep ranking on the list, and a lot of recognition. You get lots of VCs are there, lots of what is it, co-founders are there, lots of CEOs are there, and they look at your tool, and sometimes it really catch up. And so I know lots of people got funding from the Product Hunt. I know lots of people good really did an amazing job in Hacker News, and they get loss of visibility, like they shoot up stars from like 100 to 10,000 stars just launching their product. I think these platforms provide you really good visibilities and whole wide of new audience, like developer, or doesn't matter, developer, a whole wide of audience in different platforms, for example product and or the platform we're going to talk about, Devon or something like that, for
Totally.
sure.
Totally. First of all, I want to welcome some of the new people that joined. I see Joe. I see some guy named Francesco. I don't think I've seen him around Twitter at all. But some of you might. I'm kidding. He's one of the Devtools Twitter royalty. Has joined the Twitter space. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us, as well as some other really smart folks. Kancha and some others. I'll try to give a shout out to everybody specifically, but nice to see everybody joining us. So I think you're right, Pradumna. Launching is really important, and I think that one other point that I'll make it from a marketing perspective, before we get into the details here, is that I think there's a misconception in general about launches that it's like a one-time event. I think that people build up, the expectations and the momentum behind a specific launch, and each launch is important, but I think it's important to realize that you can launch multiple times. And that's why, you know, just because you've launched on platform A, it doesn't mean you can't launch on platform B or C or do it again the next year. You have to look at this as a repetitive cycle to build that community that you referenced, Purdue, and to continue to reach out to the audience. So now that we have a little bit of context, maybe we'll focus on this thing that we call product launch platforms, because there's a lot of ways to launch a product, right? You could do anything. You could launch with influencers. You could I don't know, rent out a stadium and invite 50,000 people to some huge gala event. What is it about product launch platforms that we're also attracted to? One of them that you mentioned, Pradumna, is Product Hunt, that I think has become the industry standard. And what I want to just throw out there for a minute is to discuss what are the benefits of these product launch platforms, putting my product on one of these listings, and also what are some of the challenges that, Product Hunt and some of the other similar platforms face. So maybe let's start with the positive, because we're going into the holiday season, so we'll think positive. So what are some of the benefits of, if I'm a DevTools maker or any kind of indie product maker or an open source developer, and I want to launch my product? Pradumna, what would you say, or I'll open the floor to anybody, what would you say are some of the benefits of focusing on Product Hunt or one of the similar platforms as a method of launching the product?
I think I am a huge supporter of that. And mentioning Francesco, I think Daily Dev has a really amazing launch when they release some features. So kudos to them. So I think I will mention the same thing. Like this platform give you a leverage. Like when there's a whole ecosystem, like there are thousands of tools on the daily basis, but like a lot of tools are tooling and come on the daily basis. And this platform give you a really good, what to say, like a what to say, power. Like you have something in a mind, you build that, and with this you get a visibility. And I think you mentioned one more point before, like about various platform. I take in a different way. For example, I use multiple social platform to post my content. So it's not like that you just post for a one time and that's it. No, you can use single platform multiple times and multiple platform multiple times to tap into different markets. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. And one thing that I've come to appreciate about these platforms and the power of these platforms is definitely what you're saying, but to give it a little bit of a different angle, to me, one of the most wonderful things about these platforms is the audience. Meaning, if a person is going to Product Hunt, it means that they are curious to find new products. You don't just go to Product Hunt to, I don't know, find a coupon for a new pair of boots or something. I mean, you're going there because you want to find new cool tools, products. And so what that means is that this platform that's built this massive audience is not just bringing a lot of people, it's bringing a lot of interested people. And that's a very powerful thing when you're promoting a product, because as soon as you have those people, the audience's active curiosity, you're a lot more likely to be able to translate that interest into actual usage and signups and interest down the line. So that to me is one of the powerful things about these platforms, is the energy and the creativity and the active interest. But now let's maybe talk about some of the downsides. I mean, for me, just to call it the way I see it, is that to me, there's a couple of challenges with Product Hunt. And I love Product Hunt and I'm a huge fan and I love the Product Hunt founders, if any of them are listening or will listen. But because of their success, I think there's a couple of problems. Number one, it's very crowded. It's just a lot. There's a lot of tools. I mean, there's a lot of people launching products every single day. And also, it's a big mix. So let's say for people like us in the DevTools space, we have a very specific, slice of the market that we're going after. If a person is not interested in dev tooling, or they're not a coder, or they're not working on a product team, so my dev tool is not going to be appealing to them. And so if I have a very wide market, a very wide audience of people looking at different tools for their task lists and their widgets for their reminder app, and I don't know, all this different stuff that they're looking for in different blogging platforms and all the different stuff that we use the internet for on SaaS platforms, it's not going to necessarily help me if I'm trying to find a very niche audience. So the last thing that I think is very challenging is that it's very competitive. Product Hunts, particularly because of the upside. If I do well on Product Hunt, I'm going to do really, really well. So there's a lot of competition, and wherever you have competition, you have people trying to beat the competition in unique ways. And so I think one of the knocks and criticisms on Product Hunt is that people are finding kind of backdoor ways to gamify and kind of beat the system and get to that number one or number two or three ranking of the day or of the week, so that they'll really go trending, and that creates a kind of an unfair, an unfair advantage or disadvantage for the people who can't seem to do that. So with that, let's turn to Dev Hunt specifically. I'm actually curious to know, maybe just with a show of digital yellow or whatever color hands, how many people have heard of Dev Hunt? Has anybody heard of Dev Hunt before? Because for me, at least a couple of months ago, this was a new pickup for me. So I'm interested if anybody has experience with Dev Hunt, I'd be really, really interested to know. But a few months ago, we found Dev Hunt, and what stuck out to us is that they seemed to address those pain points that I just mentioned now. And they did it in the following way. Number one, they were not interested in promoting all these different types of tools. They said, we are only going to focus on DevTools. You want to have some Notion template or some other widget or extension or some other thing that's not relevant to developers? That's cool. You can promote that on Product Hunt or somewhere else, but there is one place. We are going to build one platform that's specifically for DevTools. The second thing that they seemed to do is focus on. Prajun, I see you raising your hand. Or did you want to jump in?
No. I just want to let after you complete. I just want to let Toby speak because he requested. So yeah, you can continue, but
Okay,
we'll
cool.
invite.
Yeah, I'll just finish this quick overview of Dev Hunt, and then Toby would be happy to hear you. So Dev Hunt focuses just on DevTools. They open source their whole mechanism, so they tried to make the voting and the whole process pretty transparent. And they helped to kind of push and promote the products that are listed each week. But I'll get to those details in just a minute. I want to take a quick break. Yeah, Toby, what do you think? What did you want to add?
Toby, jump from the stage to the listener section. I am invited him. Just a
There he
minute.
is. I think he's about to. I think he's good to go. Go ahead,
Okay.
Toby.
Yeah, hello. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Hello everyone. Hello Lifecycle. That is actually.
Okay, everyone.
Hello, Pradamna. How's everyone doing? Sorry, so I'm distracted. Okay, so you're back here. So, you actually had a question about like life cycle and stuff. Great conversation by the way, and I'd I figured that I noticed rather that life cycle helps with it's a dev tool that helps developers in every way possible or something, and regarding like things like deployment and having preview environments and all that. I'm not exactly sure, but that's my own percent. That's what I gathered so far. But I have a question regarding how lifecycle, for example. could be, for example, I mean, in the company I work, for example, we do things like around having a staging environment before we eventually like move to a deployment production environment. So I'm a bit curious as to how lifecycle changes the narrative in that regard. So that's just my question. I don't know if it's a stupid question, but yeah, thank you.
No, it's a great question, and maybe what I'll do is I'll answer it really quick, and then maybe Pradumna, if maybe in parallel you could give me a hand and post. We have a great Slack community where anybody is welcome to join there, and we'd love to chat with you all day about life cycle and the benefits. But in one sentence, what I would say is it's an excellent question. Typically, what happens is with staging environments, it that is one of the ways that developers share code changes before it goes to production, but that can slow the whole process down in several ways. Number one, just provisioning and managing those staging environments can be very complex, especially if the applications are complex. And so sometimes we even need dedicated teams or people like a DevOps person to be the one to manage those deployments to staging. It's almost like managing a separate app. Also, there's only so many staging environments that you can have at any given time. So if you have a slightly bigger team or multiple features that are being worked on at one time, so what you end up having is almost like a traffic jam, like a bottleneck where developers are waiting for their turn in line in order to deploy their version of staging. Also, there can be mismatches between the different services and all these different, if it's like a juggling match, you have to keep all these different balls in the air. And finally, the access to staging is not always so simple. When you have, who gets access to staging? How do you get access to staging? And then the feedback itself. If I'm looking at staging from a marketing perspective, and I want to give you, Toby, feedback, how do I give you that feedback? I have to go to Slack. I have to send you a Google Doc or a screenshot. So the whole process is kind of slow and kind of broken down. So what Lifecycle does is we say, well, what we can do is make this whole thing a lot easier. We can avoid the whole staging environment logjam to begin with. We can allow developers to share their work much faster, much easier, much earlier by creating these temporary environments, these preview environments that are hosted in the cloud, or they could be shared locally, but they could also be hosted in the cloud. And it's almost like a temporary staging environment. And you don't have to worry about the CI pipeline. You don't have to worry about all the complex configurations. And what you can then do is use our built-in collaboration tools to then collect the feedback in context. So we've taken all of those problem points and we've put them into one solution and allowed both the developers to share stuff faster, and we've allowed the rest of the team to collaborate and review faster, and that saves time and eventually money and quality for everybody. So I hope that answers the question briefly. But if with that, and I'm happy to talk about lifecycle a lot later, but I just want to jump then to the main part of our conversation, which is our Dev Hunt launch. Because what we have done is we've taken lifecycle and we found Dev Hunt, and we were so amazed by what this team is doing. I actually had a conversation with the founder, whose name is Josh Rush, I believe, or John Rush, excuse me. And we posted on Dev2. We posted an article a couple of days ago with that conversation where he spoke about some of the things that I mentioned about the reasons why he launched Dev Hunt, because of these pain points on Product Hunt. And we have been very pleasantly surprised, and that's why we wanted to bring this Twitter space up this week, is because we want to share our experience with the rest of the developer community. We feel that this is something that the rest of the dev community can benefit from. So we want to just talk about how we're doing it, because we are, as we speak, one of the 15 featured tools, which is one of the cool things that they do. They don't want it to be super competitive, or they don't want tools to drown out other tools. So they only take 15 tools every week, and then they just promote the heck out of them. And they push like crazy, and they say, here are 15 featured tools, vote for your favorite, and that's it. And then next week there'll be another 15 and another 15. And what that does is it gives the spotlight to each tool and really gives each of the dev tools its chance to it's time to shine. So maybe that's part of, I'm going to be totally transparent here. One of the things I would love, if you want us to get started with Dev Hunt, as we talk now about how we're doing it and how we can get the most out of it, if I could ask everybody, if you could take 30 seconds, check out devhunt.org, and there's a link to our page. If everybody could check out the platform, create an account, and give us some love with an upvote, that would mean a ton to us. And maybe Pradyumna, if you want to drop that, or maybe you already have dropped that link in the in I don't know, in the thread or in the posts there.
Yeah,
So
I've already pinned that on the top of the Twitter space. Yeah.
So, Pradyumna, has there been anything, thank you, has there been anything like about DevHunt, like at first glance, that has caught your eye and impressed you before we get into the specifics of how we're managing the launch?
I think one of the best thing I loved about the event is this 15 cap. If I go 5 minutes back, where you mentioned this crazy competitiveness in product hunt, like if you have a good reach, you can get really good upvotes, a good newsletter, it gets people to newsletter, tons of things you do when you launch a product. But one thing I really love of this Devon thing, so you have 15 tools and you have time to try out at least 5 or 6 tools. But in case of product hunt, there are like hundreds and 150 tools are going on. I'm just not saying tools, product, or what to
Right.
say that. So it's really hard to manage. Like, okay, you open after 5 minutes, you see 5 new tools. You after 15 minutes, you see 5 more tools. It's really hard to cope up with that. But this is the thing I like. You just have 15 tools for a week, and that's it. So this was one of the best thing I noticed. And second thing, uh, when you are in a developer tool market or dev centric company, so when you work with this product hunt or something, like there are lots of more product, like it's really hard to separate yourself with different market product. Of course, it's really good, like for different people are coming, different domain people are also coming, but sometimes you need separation because you need to be positioned as a dev tool market company. So I really like this. They are only concentrated towards this dev tooling thing. So this two things really stands out for me for this dev and launch thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. And one of the things also that I noticed, which was a pleasant surprise, is that they actually go the extra mile and they create promotional assets for you. So they just posted on Twitter, they tagged us today, where they created like a little 30-second promo video where they took the information that we put on our page and they created this nice little graphic and they promoted it on their feed. And we had no idea. So this was like a really nice perk. So they really clearly want to create, a personal connection, so to speak, with the tools, and they want to help the tools succeed as much as possible. So it's been great. So with that, let's talk a little bit, with the last few minutes of our time here together. I want to talk about practically how it works. What goes into a dev hunt launch and how it looks. So just to put it really simply, basically all you need to do is we talked a little bit about the 15 tools. So they only take 15 a week. So you have to schedule your launch in advance, right? So if today you have a tool and you want to launch, you can't launch it next week. As far as I know, you have to submit your tool and then you pick from the available dates that are there. And this particular date was actually about 6 or 8 weeks out. So we probably submitted this about 2 months ago or so, 3 months ago. And this was the earliest opportunity. I assume as the popularity grows, maybe they'll find ways to get around that, or maybe they'll have, I don't know, I'm not sure how they're going to get around it, but you have to book your spot in advance. So if you or your company wants to launch there, make sure that you are, that you are getting online. Yeah, Pradyumna, did you wanted to mention something, add something?
No, no. Just want to give a couple of shout outs. Like, thank you. Like, I
Yeah.
see lots of familiar faces in this space, like Madhu, Varsha, lots of people. Thank you so much for joining. And yeah, it's quite interesting. Like, I didn't knew like we have submitted this tool 2 months back. So yeah, it's crazy. Like, yeah.
And by the way, everybody knows Pradyumna and I speak like 10 times a day. So if he didn't know, that meant I was keeping a good secret. No, it wasn't a secret. It was just, honestly, this started off as like an experiment. I didn't even think of it. And then as I just kind of did it without thinking, and as it got closer, I said, hey, this is a really cool platform and a really impressive group. This founder, John Rush, that I mentioned, so he said to me that he is actually, his goal is to launch 100 products this year, and Dev Hunt I think is one of them. He has I think he has a blog that's called 100, the number 100x founder, 100x founder dot beehive dot com. I think is maybe we could, I don't know if we could link to that, or you know what, it's in the blog post. It's at the bottom of the post that we just put on Dev2 for Doom. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
accessible to you. We have a link there at the bottom. You can see some of the tools that he's launched. Really impressive person, really nice person. I don't know him that well, but my take is that he's a patient, nice, smart person. So he
Yeah.
seems like he's got a good head, and so I just decided to go with it. So after after we booked the spot, all we really needed to do is create the assets, meaning take a couple of screenshots, a video, and a description, and that was it. And we kind of just left it there, and then we were there. And they have a list of upcoming tools, and you can't really do anything with the upcoming tools. You can just see what's coming. You can't upload it early, and then when it's time to go live, it goes live, and people get notified, and they must have an email list. I mean, I'm on their email list because I have an account, so I got notified about it, and it's been a really smooth experience. I've chatted with the team, spoken to them on Twitter, spoken to them on it's been a really good, positive experience. So the actual setup time is super easy, no heavy lifting, no money. The only drawback I would say is that you need to wait, and you need to book your spot in advance. That's the only, I would say, downside. But that's in terms of the setup. Now, in terms of some tips, and in terms, and by the way, if anybody has any questions or comments on any of this stuff, please do feel free to raise your hand and cut in. Yeah, Pradumna.
No, no. I would just before jumping into tips, I just want to hear Francesco's thought on this. Yeah.
Well, Francesco, first of all, great to see you. Have you used DevHunt? Are you familiar with it?
Hey there. No, I didn't know about Devhunt, so new tool even for me. It really looks similar to Product Hunter, but I want to know because I like what you said about I think that maybe they focus more, and I also like that there is dev in the title. So usually I like I like products that have dev in the title. Shameless plug for the dev, of course. And so yes, I like that it's focused because usually developers want to focus on something. I just want to say, if you are in this space, just go and check the link that they put. So you can upvote. First of all, you can check it out. Otherwise, your code will never work anymore for the whole 2024. So this is what will wait for you if you don't go there. The good thing of Space is that you can do stuff while you are here. So it literally takes you like 30 minutes. You can 30 seconds. Sorry,
30 seconds.
30
seconds. 30 seconds.
Sorry, 30 minutes. I can do way more in 30 minutes. Trust me. So no, I didn't know about this, and so probably we need the dedicated spaces for this. And yes, but best of luck. We have a story of on the dev about launching on Product Hunt, but we're always open. I'm also interested. Maybe we can launch on Dev Hunt too. Maybe next year if it makes sense. So I'm here also to learn. So.
So what we're gonna do? Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do two things, Francesco. I'm gonna say it out loud to put you on the spot. First of all, is I want to sweeten the pot. I want to sweeten the deal for everybody to upvote us. Here's what we're gonna do. I can see who upvotes us because it shows, just like in Product Hunt, you see the people who have upvoted. So what I will do is we will pick two people from anybody who's the whole pool of upvoters of Lifecycle. I'm going to look at Lifecycle tomorrow, and I'll see the whole pool of people, some of which are Lifecycle employees, and some of which are friends. And there's going to be a bunch of people that I don't know. So I will pick two people that I don't know from that list, and I will send them a coupon, including free shipping, to our new line of Lifecycle swag. And I will give that to two people who I see on the list of upvoters on DevHunt on our account. And so all you need to do, it takes you 30 seconds to just to incentivize you a little bit. Just create an account, go to that link that Pradumna has posted, that our Twitter handle, our X handle has posted, and I will pick two people and I will give some awesome swag. If you don't believe me that it's awesome, Francesco is our mascot for our swag. He loves our swag more than anybody in the world. He can tell you how great it is. But that is a good deal. Trust me. Excuse me. Yeah, Toby, did you want to add something?
Yeah, I was just curious, like, what is Dev Hunt? Yeah, I wasn't, yeah, I didn't follow it, sorry. Yeah, what's Dev Hunt about?
It's all good. I mean, in a sentence, you can go back and listen to the recording. Dev Hunt, check it out. Check out that link. You know, check out the
Oh,
best way
okay.
to learn, Toby, is
Okay.
check out that link and upvote lifecycle. That's the best way to know it. Basically, are you familiar with Product Hunt?
Yeah, of course.
So think of Product Hunt, but only for dev-centric products. That's really what it is.
Ah, that makes sense.
So
That makes sense.
go to Lifecycle right now, and as they say, smash the upvote button and whatever else they say, and give us some numbers.
Sure.
Is that what the YouTubers say? Francesco, you're a big famous YouTuber. Is that what you say? Smash the like button, smash the follow
I'm
button.
absolutely not a big YouTuber, but thank you. I appreciate it. And yeah, I mean, of course, Tobiloba like faked this. It was a fake way to let you repeat what the hunt is. So well done, Tobiloba. We know that you are a famous streamer and you know all the tricks to get more engagement. Well done, Tobiloba. Well done.
Well, actually, I want to just can I ask this? I want to take a 30-second break here because it is, and I want to re-emphasize not so many people around before. Happy holidays to everybody. Happy New Year. But in that spirit, I want to ask, why is our language so rough and violent when it comes to like succeeding in business and in content? We're always talking about smashing stuff and crushing it and killing it and breaking it. Why do we have to be so? I always wondered, why do these words have to be so aggressive? Why can't we just like say,
I mean,
hey,
shipping isn't aggressive, right? Like ship
shipping's
something,
not.
like
Yeah, shipping stuff is not aggressive. That's true. But I mean, like people love to go on LinkedIn and talk about how I crushed it today. Why do you have to crush it? Why can't you just be like, hey, I really enjoyed my day today. I really had a productive, creative day. You know? Yeah. What's up, Francesco? What do you think?
Yeah, I have the answer. And by the way, I'm about to leave this space because I also say like let's crush the week. So now we're not friends anymore. Do you want? So you know that I am brutally honest. Do you want a brutal truth here? It's because tech can be boring. So we need to do something to make it more engaging. That's the brutal truth.
Nice. I like it. But with that, I actually wanted, so maybe, Pradumna, what do you say? What are your thoughts there?
No, I think I will double down on Francesco point. Like, I think one more thing came from the mindset. Like, the developer are so frustrated sometimes, so they try to think, okay, let's make or something like that. But yeah, that's from my side. And one more thing, we have a new speaker on the panel, Timo. So really welcome on you on the stage. And I see you have 10 years of experience in tech and data. So really love to hear your thoughts on this launch thing. Yeah. Over to you, Timo.
Hey, Timo, good to see you. Nice to see you here.
Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, where are you calling in from?
I'm from Finland, and just
nice.
hanging out, enjoying the vacation, and as per usual, some people.
What do you say? What do you say about launching Devtools? What do you share your thoughts?
Well, it's I just started to find out about it. Basically, just looking around. It's vacation, so I'm just mingling around the experts and thought this is exciting space. There's obviously some familiar faces like Francesco and Tobiloba and and so
we're
on.
Very happy to see you. Very happy to see you.
So I was just had a thought about your question about crushing it. Then I think it's the if we would go with like a please nibble the like button and softly, gently write your comments, that would probably someone would get offended. So it's easier just to crush it. I don't know.
It's probably true. With most things in life today, someone's going to get offended by something. But you're right. It's probably easier to just get to the point and crush it. I agree with you.
Yeah, but I'm definitely gonna check out your thing. I'm just, like I said, totally new to your platform.
Yeah,
So
great. Well, we'd love to see you. Check it out. Check out the tool. Check out our Slack community is also a really great active place. And as I mentioned before, I don't know if you heard, and everybody else, I'll be sending two gift certificates, 2 coupons to get some live cycle swag to any people who upvote our Dev Hunt entry, which I believe has been posted there in the thread. So make sure that you just click the link. It's all free. It takes about 28 seconds to get it done. If your internet is slow, if your internet is fast, it probably takes about 12 seconds. And so it's really worth your time. And with that, maybe I just want to highlight a couple of practical tips. This is like, okay, I've talked about Dev Hunt. We've talked about launching Devtools, and you're really excited because you're going to go to your head of marketing or head of product or your CEO on tomorrow or Monday, and you're going to say, hey, we are launching a Dev Hunt. This is going to be amazing. You're going to be a hero. The question is, well, how do you do it? How do you make sure that it's going to be a success? So I don't know that I have all the tricks because we're just in the middle of our launch week this week. By the way, I forgot to mention is that the launch on Dev Hunt is a week long. Just I don't know if I mentioned that. Every 15 tools gets 1 week in the spotlight, and then they rotate. So the voting is open for 1 week. You can go to their site and see the countdown. I think we have 4 days left. And a couple of tips that I have seen, some of them are obvious, some of them are not. Number one, just make sure that your entry is clear. Meaning, I don't believe that Dev Hunt is the place to test new marketing stuff. Just clear screenshots, clear messaging, tell people exactly what it is, exactly what they can expect from it. That's number one. Number two, what I have noticed, I studied a good number as a marketing kind of executive. The way that I operate is I like to take in a lot of information. So I actually went back and did a whole analysis of other Dev Hunt entries. And one thing that I saw is that the most successful ones seem to take screenshots. They don't just put screenshots of their product on the page. They actually create like a graphic that includes the screenshot and some sort of nice text. So they try to tell within the 3 or 4 screenshots that they post in their page, they try to tell like a quick story. And that's something which I'd recommend. Also, it's probably obvious to some people. It might not be obvious to others. So take a screenshot, add some text. You can go to our page and see an example of it. That's something else which I noticed. Now, the last 2 tips that I have are in terms of making people know that you're live. I would just go back to basics. Fall back on your community. So your Twitter handle, your Slack channels, Discord servers, your email lists. Fall back. Don't be, go back to basics and email people. Hey, I'm live on Dev Hunt. Check it out. Check it out. That's the best way to make sure that that your product is going to be seen and that you're going to be upvoted. And finally, honestly, the best advice I can give is what we're doing here right now. Everybody here is listening to me talk about this platform, Dev Hunt, that I have nothing to do with. They're not paying me to do this. I have nothing to gain from this other than the fact that I think it could be valuable to the community. I want other people to know about Dev Hunt. And so the more that you shamelessly promote a platform that you think is valuable, I think the better it is for everybody, because the more people know about Dev Hunt, the more you create accounts, the more you get emails about tools, the more that you are interested to check out what's there. It's kind of like this exponentially growing benefit. So yeah, obviously I want everybody on the tool here to upvote lifecycle. Obviously that's something that would be amazing, but it's not just a lifecycle thing. I mean, building cool platforms for Devtools and promoting Devtools is great for everybody. And I think that's the mindset which I think is helpful to take into all of these different efforts. Yeah, Pradyumna, did you want to add something there now that I've kind of given my whole TED talk on Dev Hunt?
No, I think you put up each and every point. Was just want to welcome one more person before we start closing up and wrapping up the space. So yeah, I will let Toby speak, but want to welcome Priyanka on the stage. So yeah. take away the mic, Priyanka, yeah, and share if you have any experience with dev tooling or launching the tooling. Yeah. Are you there, Priyanka? Okay, might be an issue. Like you can take away the mic, Toby.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to like cut. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out. Uh, is it okay? Let me
Zevi.
check the tweet.
Zevi. No need to check. It's Zevi. You're talking about me.
Zevi. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you. I
Big
just wanted
Z.
to feel that.
Big Z or Zevi,
Yeah.
depending on where you are in the world.
Oh yeah, we use both because I mean in
Where you
Nigeria
from? Where
we.
you from? Where you from? In Nigeria?
I'm from yeah, I'm from Nigeria, Lagos.
All right,
I
cool.
stay in Lagos. Yeah, yeah. So
All right, go for it.
yeah. So I didn't want to call you before. I just wanted to like say that I just upvoted on Defcon. So yeah, everybody should go upvote on Defcon. That amazing tool you guys have. I haven't explored it yet because yeah, I'm still yeah, might be something to actually consider. Maybe I can raise it up in my company or something. But this looks nice and yeah, I'm
Yeah, go
always
for
out
it.
here supporting
Amazing. Yeah,
Devtools.
we
Thanks.
also have an open source. There's an open source component, to it. That's our core is open source, and we're always looking for contributors and people to gain, and we are constantly looking for partners for promotional efforts. We are a very open-minded, open source
Oh,
company.
that that is fun. You just made you just made it more attractive to me. So the fact that it's open source, so I'll probably
Nice.
check that out
Sorry.
too.
There you go. Check it
Yeah,
out. Absolutely. Check it out. Give
yeah.
us a star on GitHub. Everything. Yeah, we try to see if we can get everything in one space. How many calls to action can we pack into one into one Twitter space here? Wow. Okay. I'm looking at so many talented folks. Is there anything else that before we wrap things up that anybody wants to share? Ideas, funny stories from the holidays, good movie recommendations on Netflix, or Devtools, or anything else? If not, well, this has been a ton of fun. Pradumna, you have any closing thoughts before we wrap it up?
I just want to mention one thing. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining, like Francesco, Toby, Timo, and do check out Lifecycle, do check out Daily Dev, do check out Million.js. All three products are amazing and doing crazy in open source. This is good thing. Like we all four people are related to open source, so this is crazy for me. And the platform we launch is also an open source, so this is one more crazy thing. And shout out to the people in the audience. I see lots of good faces. And one more shameless plug: if you haven't checked out the launch, I have pinned in the tweet in the top. So you have 1 more minute, like before the closing notes from the Francesco and Toby and Zevi. So yeah, that's from my side. And thank you so much again for joining.
Go ahead, Francesco. Thank you, Pradumna. This is a lot of fun. Francesco, any closing thoughts or wisdom that you want to share before you jump off?
I am in vacation mode, so no, I don't have any inspirational quotes for today. Next
That
time,
that
next
is the
time I have
biggest
a space.
inspiration. That is the biggest inspiration. Is just say
No,
you know what? Take vacation. That's okay.
yeah, I just want to wish everyone a great 2024. We are gonna crush it, Zaki.
Crush it. That's our next Twitter space. We're going to talk about the wording of.
Now you never expose your weaknesses on social media, because now I know how to hurt you.
Look at here we go again. You're hurting me. You're crushing it. Give me a hug. Maybe that's.
Still, next time you should. I didn't see the announcement of this space. I don't know if it was a ninja space or you announced that I didn't see it. But next time we can do something more organized. I really, I really push everyone to check now the life cycle on Dev Hunt. Just upvote it. Come on, you can also have a chance to win some cool swag, so you can start 2024 in the right way. I'm done. So
thank you, Francesco. Thank you. And I only see 3 or 4 people have voted, which is fine. You still have some time, but it's free swag, people. This is amazing. You can go to lifecycle.io and go to our swag store. You can check out all the amazing stuff there. You will be able to get some of it directly to your door for zero money, potentially, just by upvoting. That's my salesiest pitch I can make. Check out the tool. Check out Lifecycle if you're a developer. We really we love talking to other developers. Join our Slack community. Follow Perdumna, follow Francesco, follow Toby, follow Timo, follow all the other wonderful folks here. Follow me if you want. I think Perdumna may have posted. I have a Substack that I'm starting. Some people have asked me to start it. I'm testing the waters. It's trying to teach developers what they need to know about marketing so that they can just do what they do better. And so that's an interesting Substack that people have started subscribing to, even though the content is only rolling out coming in January. So get in now, and it should be a ton of fun. And with that, I just want to thank you all for lending us 45 minutes of your life. This has been really, really awesome, and looking forward to the next one. Have a wonderful holiday season with your loved ones, and feel free to be in touch. And tell DevHunt, message them on Twitter, and tell them that Lifecycle sent you. With that, I'm going to say so long, and join us next time. Take care, everybody.